Hello friends. Welcome to Current Affairs Review. Topic for today's video is Indian paintings. This video will be looking into some of the most crucial specimens of the Indian painting tradition spread across different parts of the subcontinent and ranging over different periods of the history of the subcontinent. The Mesolithic sites constitute some of the most crucial examples of the artistic tradition of the subcontinent. Special mention may be made of the chert core engraved with an interesting geometric design that was unearthed from the site of Chandravati in Rajasthan. However, the most important part of Mesolithic art is undoubtedly constituted by the various rock paintings. The most important and magnificent example of Mesolithic rock paintings are undoubtedly those found at the site of Bhimbetka that were discovered in 1957 by archaeologist V.S. Vagnakar. Now let's discuss some important features. Animals constitute the dominant motif in the Bhimbetka paintings, a typical feature of Mesolithic rock art sites. The various animals like leopard, tiger, panther, elephant, rhinoceros, birds, fishes, lizards, frogs, scorpions, small centipedes so on noticeable in the paintings are both represented on their own and also as part of various hunting scenes. Another distinctive feature of these paintings is that in some of them, we can see the X-ray style being used, whereby one can see the inner organs of the animals, including the fetuses in the wombs of the female animals. The Bhimbetka paintings depict many human figures as well, which includes both men and women, young and old. Another distinctive feature of these paintings is the portrayal of division of labor based on gender. One of the most remarkable features of the period between 300 and 600 CE is the cave architecture of this period, which is again almost entirely Buddhist. The Buddhist site of Ajanta, that constitutes of several caves situated in a curving section of the Sahyadri Hills overlooking the Vaghura River. Apart from the spectacular sculpture found in these caves, another distinctive feature of these caves is that they are adorned by beautiful murals on the walls, ceilings, door frames, and pillars. The technique of painting used in these caves is known as fresco secco, whereby a thick layer of mud mixed with vegetable material was applied on the rock surface, followed by the application of a thin coat of plaster on top of this. Artists seem to have used and blended 6 colors, namely white that was made from lime, kaolin, and gypsum, red and yellow made from ochre, black from soot, green from glauconite, and lastly blue from lapis lazuli. Some historians are of the opinion that the technique of foreshortening was known to the Ajanta artists, which is evident from the presence of multiple perspectives in their paintings whereby the objects are painted in a manner as if they are seen simultaneously at eye level from above as well as from below. The human figures in the paintings are slender, well proportioned, and elegant who are adorned with an intricate range of costumes, jewelry, and hairstyles. The Mughal school of painting seems to have originated in Kabul, which had been a major center of culture even prior to its conquest by Babur in 1504. Babur and Kamran continued the tradition of patronizing paintings followed by the Ulugh Beg too, who ruled Kabul prior to Babur. Humayun further strengthened this tradition by patronizing many of the disciples of the famous painter Behzad. The tradition of painting highly flourished during the reign of Akbar as well, who ordered the preparation of the lavishly illustrated manuscript of the Persian translation of Hamza-Nama. This project was carried out under the supervision of Sayyid Ali and Abdus Samad, who led a group of almost 100 painters drawing from different regions such as Gwalior, Gujarat, Lahore, Kashmir, Malwa, and others. The themes of paintings of this period ranged from war to hunting scenes and also mythical beings and buildings. For it was during this period that the Mughal tradition of painting freed itself from the clutches of Persian rigidity of form. Apart from this, his reign witnessed the introduction of Indian trees, flowers, buildings, and colors such as peacock blue and red. However, the tradition of Mughal painting undoubtedly reached its zenith during the reign of Jahangir, especially the practice of portrait painting. Although painting continued to be patronized by Shah Jahan, but historians are of the opinion that he lacked the aesthetic sense of Jahangir in this field. Aurangzeb's lack of interest in painting culminated in the dispersal of artists, that in turn resulted in the development of painting in the states of Rajasthan and Punjab Hills. Download material for this issue from our website. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you.